Salut tout le monde, j'espère que vous allez bien. Rebonjour si vous avez déjà commencé cette série de lecture en français. Aujourd'hui, nous allons reprendre la lecture de L'Alchimiste de Paulo Coelho et ouais. Okay, so if you're new to my French reading videos or new to this channel in general, I'm currently learning Italian, but I have decided to do a French reading series because French is my first language. And a lot of you who are subscribed to my channel are learning French, so I decided to do a reading series for you guys. I will read about 3 pages every day, maybe a bit less and a bit more, depends on the video, the time of day, when I'm making the video, etc. But what I do is I'll just read for you. Today we're just going to read these 2 pages so that we can stop at a nice clear point. But what I do is that I read, and as I'm reading, I'll stop, I'll explain what's going on. I might point out some vocabulary that can be useful to you. Like yesterday was par cœur, by heart, to know something by heart. I think it's quite nice to know. And yeah, in general, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to send me a DM on Instagram or comment down under this video or under any of my videos. And yeah, let's get right into it. L'horizon se teinta de rouge. Okay, first let me actually do a little recap. Mini recap. If you want to know what's going on in the story, go watch the other video. Okay, so our main character, Santiago, he is explaining to us, the readers, the conversation that he had with his dad when he was telling his dad that he didn't want to be a priest. Because Santiago's parents, remember, wanted him to be a priest, but he was like, I want to travel the world. And his dad was like, the only way people that come from our village travel the world is by becoming shepherds. Like, you don't have the money to be traveling like these men that you see travel. So I was like, cool, I'm going to be a shepherd because I want to see the world. And the reason he's explaining this to us is because Santiago is now about to go into a village that he had been to the previous year, and he had met a young lady who he's apparently infatuated by. He's about to see her again, and last year she had asked him, if you're so educated, why are you just a shepherd? But he hadn't answered her question because he didn't believe she'd understand him or his answer. But now, a year later, he's about to go back to this village, and he believes that he can tell her now, you know, he can be honest with her. Why is he so educated, but just a simple shepherd? And so yeah, let's carry on reading. L'horizon se teinta de rouge, puis le soleil apparut. Le jeune homme se souvint de la conversation avec son père et se sentit heureux. Il avait déjà connu bien des châteaux et bien des femmes, mais aucune ne pouvait égaler celle qu'il attendait à 2 jours de là. Il possédait un manteau, un livre qu'il pourrait échanger contre un autre, un troupeau de moutons. Le plus important, toutefois, c'était que chaque jour, il réalisait le grand rêve de sa vie, voyager. Quand il se serait fatigué des campagnes d'Andalousie, il pourrait vendre ses moutons et devenir marin. Quand il en aurait assez de la mer, il aurait connu des quantités de villes, des quantités de femmes, des quantités d'occasions d'être heureux. Okay, so let me stop here and explain a little bit. L'horizon se teinta de rouge, so the horizon was tainted in red. I'm guessing it's the sunrise, because then he says, puis le soleil apparut, then the sun appeared. The young man remembered the conversation he had with his dad and felt happy, because in a way his dad accepted his dream, because if you watched the last video, his dad gave him the money that was meant to be put or given to the church once Santiago was going to be ordained as a priest. But his dad was like, if you really want to travel, take this money, buy yourself a herd of sheep, go travel. And when you see there's nothing special, come back. But anyway, Santiago felt happy thinking about this conversation that he had had with his dad. He's saying that to himself. He has already seen a number of castles and a number of women, but none equal to the one that was waiting for him 2 days from now. So obviously he's a shepherd, so he's traveling by foot. So at the beginning of the story, he was 4 days away from this village where this woman lives. Now he's only 2 days away. He possessed a jacket, a book that he could exchange for another, and a herd of sheep. The most important, though, is that every day he realized the big dream of his life, travel. When he will become tired of the Andalusian countryside, he'd be able to sell his herd and become a sailor, marin. When he becomes tired of the sea, he would have known a large quantity of villages, a large quantity of women, and a lot of opportunities to be happy. Once he becomes tired of being a shepherd, he'll become a sailor. Once he's tired of being a sailor, he would have seen a lot of things, a lot of women, a lot of castles, and would have experienced a lot of things that brought him joy. Comment peut-on aller chercher Dieu au séminaire, se demanda-t-il, tout en regardant naître le soleil. Chaque fois que c'était possible, il tâchait de trouver un nouvel... Comment peut-on aller chercher Dieu au séminaire, se demanda-t-il, tout en regardant naître le soleil. Chaque fois que c'était possible, il tâchait de trouver un nouvel itinéraire. Il n'était jamais venu jusqu'à cette église, alors qu'il était pourtant passé par là tant de fois. Le monde était grand, inépuisable, et s'il laissait ses moutons le guider, ne serait-ce qu'un peu de temps, il finira par découvrir encore bien des choses pleines d'intérêt. Le problème, c'est qu'ils ne se rendent pas compte qu'ils parcourent de nouveaux chemins tous les jours. Ils ne s'aperçoivent pas que les pâturages ont changé, que les saisons sont différentes, car ils n'ont d'autres préoccupations que la nourriture et l'eau. Yeah, so he's saying, how can we go look for God in au séminaire, like through priesthood, I'm guessing, through the general route of priesthood, whilst looking at the sunrise. So he's basically just watching God's creation, watching the sunrise, and he's like, how can I go look for God somewhere else but here? Like where I am now, traveling the world and seeing all of this. Every time it was possible, he would look for a new itinerary, maybe a new route. He had never come to this church, even though he had come into the same whereabouts before. He says the world is big. Inépuisable is when you can't tire something out. So what he's meaning here is that the world has so much to offer, you'd never get tired with everything it has to offer. You always find something new. It's really when you can't tire something out. You can't tire the possibilities that the world has to offer out. That's really what it means. Again, this is why I love French. There's words that just have specific meanings and in their context just run a point home. They just, hit your heart that little bit more. I find it beautiful. He's saying, so the world is big and inépuisable. And if he left his sheep to guide him, who knows that maybe he'll end up finding things of great interest. The problem is that the sheep don't realize that they're going across new routes every day. They don't notice this change of scenery or the change of season. All they're preoccupied by is food and water. Peut-être en est-il ainsi pour tout le monde, pensa le berger. Même pour moi, qui n'ai plus d'autre femme en tête depuis que j'ai rencontré la fille de ce commerçant. So he's saying maybe it's not only the sheep, maybe it's humans too. We're so preoccupied by one thing that we miss our surroundings. He's saying maybe it's the same for everybody. Even for myself. I have no other woman in my mind since I've met this girl, the girl of the merchant. So here's another little thing, like, what are you so fixated by in your mind? Do you have anything that distracts you from appreciating your surroundings and a changed environment? Or yeah, that's deep. Il regarda le ciel. D'après ses calculs, il serait à Tarifa avant l'heure du déjeuner. Là, il pourrait échanger son livre contre un gros volume, remplir sa bouteille de vin, se faire raser et couper les cheveux. Il devait être fin prêt pour retrouver la jeune fille. Et il ne voulait même pas envisager l'éventualité qu'un autre berger fût arrivé avant lui, avec davantage de moutons pour demander sa main. C'est justement la possibilité de réaliser un rêve qui rend la vie intéressante, songea-t-il en levant à nouveau son regard vers le ciel, tout en pressant le pas. Il venait de se rappeler qu'il y avait à Tarifa une vieille femme qui savait interpréter les rêves. Et cette nuit-là, il avait eu le même rêve qu'il avait déjà fait une fois. So here he's saying, he's looking up to the sky and he's saying, after my calculations, and this is in the third person actually, so he looks up to the sky and after his calculations, from his calculations, he would be at Tarifa, the village that this woman lives in, before noon, déjeuner, before lunch, before noon. There he'll be able to exchange his book for a bigger volume, for a bigger novel, because remember, he said that if his book was bigger, it'd serve as a better cushion in some of the previous pages. He'll be able to fill his bottle with wine and to get his hair cut. Raser et couper les cheveux, to shave and cut his hair. He had to be ready to see this young woman again. And he did not even want to think about the possibility that another shepherd had arrived before him with more sheep and had gone there to ask for her hand. He didn't want to think about that possibility. It's exactly the possibility of realizing a dream that makes life interesting. That's what he's saying. Again, looking up at the sky. Tout en pressant le pas is like, whilst hurrying up. Tout en pressant le pas. Like, yeah, se presser is to hurry up, and tout en pressant le pas, he's having these thoughts all whilst hurrying because he wants to, you know, do all these things before he sees the merchant's daughter. And he remembered that in this town, Tarifa, was an old lady who knows how to interpret dreams. And, like last night, he had the same dream again. So he wants to go to this woman to be like, what does this dream mean? Like, I've had it before. I need help. I don't know what it means. So yeah, on va s'arrêter là pour aujourd'hui. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any questions on the vocab, grammar, pronunciation even, don't hesitate to send me a message or comment down under this video. And I'll see you guys next time. Salut!